Hey guys, Jay from Cold Nights here, and we are back for our Sunday morning edition of Coffees and Consoles. So, today we are going to be trying out a new coffee, and we're going to be looking at 5 3DS games that I think are perfect for taking on the road when you're on vacation. And it's the perfect time to do that, being Memorial Day weekend. So, without further ado, why don't we go ahead and take a look at today's coffee. So, today we have a beautiful Sailor Moon mug with Luna, and we'll turn it around. Artemis. So, beautiful mug. And today we have great value donut shop coffee, which is the staple in this house, with a delicious creamer added, and that is Cafe Mocha from Coffee Mate. I wanted to say it was International Delights, but it's actually Coffee Mate. So, let's have a sip. Wow. So I did put a little Splenda to sweeten it some. The Coffee Mate Mocha really adds flavor to the donut shop coffee. The donut shop coffee is like a basic coffee. It's not too dark, not too rich, but that definitely adds a great flavor to it. It almost tastes like a hybrid between hot cocoa and delicious coffee. When I was pouring it in, I was like, wow, this Coffee Mate Cafe Mocha creamer basically just smells like chocolate milk, which basically I think it might be, but I'm definitely loving it. Very good, very good. So, with that out of the way, all right, and we'll definitely revisit that some more because it's so good. I did want to touch on some news first today. And that is something I came across this morning when I was checking out stuff online. And that is that EA and Take-Two, two huge game developers, have disclosed to their investors that they think that the use of AI can be dubious, and that it has a bad reputation, and that it has the potential to cost jobs and disrupt the market with poor perception from consumers. So this is not news to any of us that are kind of against AI, especially when it's used to develop games. I'm not going to say that I haven't messed around with like the meta AI and made like anime versions of myself or whatever, but when it can actually be replacing people's jobs as game developers or artists, voice actors, that stuff is really scary. So you might think it's a step in the right direction that they're even talking about this, but here's the problem. Sure, they disclosed to their investors that it's a concern. EA specifically still said they think it is the way forward for the video game companies. So what that basically means is they are acknowledging it's bad, but they're going to continue to do it. That sounds like the kind of status quo for the behavior I've been seeing in the video game industry. There is not a lot of good news coming out in modern gaming, and today's is no different. So, thanks EA. You acknowledged that you're evil. Appreciate it. So, with that being said, it is Memorial Day weekend. I know that up here in the Northeast, we actually had a nor'easter. It's been like 40 and 50 degrees. We've had rain pretty much every day. It drizzled a little this morning, but it looks like the sun might be coming out. So we'll have to see. Hopefully it'll warm up some. But a lot of people travel during the Memorial Day weekend. And what I wanted to do was look at 5 great companion games that you can bring on your trip, wherever you're going, to keep you entertained. The 3DS is the perfect console for just that. Whether you're using the 2DS XL, whether you're using an actual 3DS, 3DS XL, I have them all. I love them all. These games will definitely be something that can offer bite-sized fun and challenge in little bursts, which is perfect for traveling. So without further ado, let's get to the first one that I've picked for today. And that would be Theater Rhythm Final Fantasy Curtain Call. Now I know I have a couple friends that really love these titles, and these are just so fun. We all know that Final Fantasy has some of the greatest music and characters in gaming, period. Well, when you have the chance to play an awesome rhythm game featuring little cute chibi versions of those characters and remixes and originals and alternate versions of all of your favorite Final Fantasy songs from many different games across many different years and consoles, how can you beat that? And just like with any other rhythm game, you can pick this up, play for 10 minutes, maybe accomplish a few things, beat a high score, progress a little bit, and then put it down and continue enjoying your travel. So I think this one is perfect for any vacation. Next up, we have one of my all-time favorites. And while it is not the definitive edition of it, it is a great handheld way to play and includes some of my favorite characters of all time. This one is actually my sealed version, so we're not going to be opening it up. But Hyrule Warriors Legends is something you absolutely can't beat. This one features the added characters of Linkle, Skull Kid, King Rom, Toon Link, and I think there's a couple more added. But you certainly can't beat this, and it may not be the total package, but it is awesome to have it at the ready on your DS. So definitely one that is just kind of mindless fun. It is so cool to suit up as like a Ganon or Princess Zelda or Link or Linkle, one of my favorites, and just go and run roughshod over hundreds and hundreds of monsters. It's a great way to pass time. You can do one stage, you can do 5 stages, you can progress in the game, but it's quick, easy, mindless fun to give you a quick little diversion, maybe while you're traveling by bus or train, or you're in the passenger or backseat of a car while someone else in the family is driving. Definitely classic stuff. All the classic music, classic characters, and that lovely hack and slash gameplay that Tecmo Koei is known so much for. This one is kind of a sleeper hit, and I'm surprised more people haven't picked it up for the system. So I remember I picked this one up pretty cheap, and I was pretty excited when I actually tried it and saw just how cool it is. And this one is Tetris Ultimate. What I love about these games is these new Tetris games add so many colors and graphical changes, but keep the core gameplay. But the cool thing is they also usually feature alternate modes where the rules have changed or how you score has changed. These are always super fun, and Tetris, whether you're playing on the Game Boy, whether you're playing this edition, whether you're playing Puyo Puyo Tetris, it's always something you can pick up real quick, see what you can do, how many stages you can clear, what kind of score you can hit, and then you can move right on. So this is one I highly recommend bringing on any family trip. Up next, we have one that I slept on forever, and I refused to pick it up. I just didn't think it would be good. And then one day I saw it on sale, so I decided to grab it. And that is Puzzles & Dragons and Puzzles & Dragons Super Mario Bros. Edition. This game, when you actually start playing it, is so cool. So it has, as you can see on the back, your traditional match 3 or match 4, whatever you call it, puzzle game, but it's in the form of an RPG. And when you make lines and when you match colors, it increases your attack and gives you special moves and progresses you through the RPG. And the cool thing is to have Mario and friends added to it, to an already really cool game, makes it ultra special. This is one that I definitely recommend because I think a lot of people haven't picked this one up. And I think a lot of people would certainly enjoy it. Unfortunately, it looks like mine is not complete. I get the precaution booklet, but I don't have a booklet with it. But we're going to put the complete box on screen so you collectors can know what to expect to pay when you pick this guy up. But definitely worth it, especially if you love Mario. And this last one, again, is not the definitive edition, but it's something I love regardless. So the Wii U had a more definitive edition of this, but for handheld play, you cannot beat the ultimate NES remix. So this is little bite-sized sections of classic games that are changed. Sometimes it's funny, sometimes it's challenging. There's such a fun little cross-section of so many classic games and so many challenges that I really don't think you can beat this. This is something that you can pick up and be like, I'm gonna play for 5 or 10 minutes, and then before you even know it, an hour has gone by, because the gameplay in this is so addictive. So this is one that I definitely suggest everyone pick up on the 3DS, and it's available in the Nintendo Select version as well. So with that being said, guys, with the holiday coming up, you always want to make sure you have some great handheld games. So I also love my PSP, and the PSP is maybe not as accessible as the DS or 3DS. Many people don't have a PSP at the ready, but I absolutely adore my PSP, and I do want to share a couple of classics for the PSP that are also tremendous fun to take when you travel, if you can get your hands on a PSP. So the first ones I want to look at are Sonic Rivals and Sonic Rivals 2. So these are so fun because you are racing on foot against your rivals, and it has so many great Sonic characters that this is another one where you can just start and be like, I'm gonna do a couple races, and then before you know it, you're so engrossed in the story and using these different characters that time flies by. And these are also beautiful physical editions that are very affordable. I always love the PSP's books. They always look so nice. This one has an ad for Super Monkey Ball Adventure, which is cool. Let's take a look at the inside of Sonic Rivals 2. And again, just as beautiful a book. And let's see what they've had on the back of this one. Different games you can pick up from Sega: Virtua Tennis 3, Sega Rally Revo, Crush, and Full Auto 2 Battle Lines. Pretty cool to check out those old advertisements. So those are ones that I definitely suggest to bring on the go with you. Now I'm looking here at some of my all-time favorites, and I definitely want to pick out a few more to share with you guys. So let's take a look at one that I was showing off on stream the other day that I definitely love. And if you want a little bit of challenge during your travel, I highly suggest Castlevania, the Dracula X Chronicles. So this has both Castlevania Rondo of Blood and Castlevania Symphony of the Night together at last. And as you can see, boom, together at last. So you guys know these are challenging, incredible Metroidvanias. I think they're perfect for when you're out because you can try to get through another level, you can try to get to that next upgrade, see how it goes, and if you get too frustrated, you can just put it down and continue your vacation. So, but what I love about these games is the art that is featured on these books and on the case. Look at that art. Look at the art on the back. Beautiful. But what really always shocks me here, I'm going to take the UMD out. Look at the beautiful art inside that case. That is literally like a painting at your hands. That is incredible. So, I highly suggest the Castlevania Dracula X Chronicles for the PSP if you are traveling and have that itch for a little bit of Metroidvania challenge. Now, you know I can't let it go without talking about JRPGs. One of my favorite collections here, and I say collection, so I'm more like a remaster. This was for the 20th anniversary. Final Fantasy Tactics, War of the Lions. It is so incredible to play through this. And remember, folks, that this is the one with the additional cutscenes that weren't featured in the original PlayStation 1 version. So this is something, because these battles, right? A battle might take 15, 20 minutes. It's a perfect way to fight your big tactical battle, watch your story cutscenes, get a little more information, then go ahead and save and come back to it later. And this is a beautiful physical edition. I love this to death. Look at the beauty of this book here. So beautiful. Ramza and Delita facing off. Incredible. And I absolutely love the map that they have inside. The insides of PSP games are always so lovely. They are such a treat to behold. So this is one, I think, because of the way the gameplay flows, is perfect to take on the go. So I wanted to pick one more, and this one has absolutely been a go-to for me multiple times. And again, it may not be the most definitive version of this series, but me and my Katamari is something that is so fun to play while you're just wasting some time. If you have not played the Katamari series, you are a tiny little alien prince. Your father, the king of all cosmos, in a drunken stupor, has destroyed the stars in the galaxy. He's destroyed the planets in the galaxy, and you have to roll up stuff with your sticky little ball to recreate all that. The cool thing is, you start as like the size of like a paperclip, and you're rolling up lint balls and paper clips and pencils, then you're rolling up mice, then you're rolling up cats, then you're rolling up tables, then you're rolling up people, then you're rolling up whole chunks of buildings and earth. And this game is so damn fun in any iteration on any console. I love this one because you can have this with you on the go. You can do a stage, see if you can hit that threshold for success, see what your new star is comprised of. Katamari is so fun, and there's so much to do and collect. You can get all of your cousins, so you can have someone other than the prince rolling the ball. Every game has a list of all the items in the game, and you can check it to see if you've completely rolled up everything available. This game is perfect for taking on the go. I absolutely adore Katamari, and this is one of the greatest iterations for this specific purpose of taking it on the go during a fun vacation. So guys, I want to see if you guys have any plans coming up. Down in the comments, let me know. How are you spending today? You do anything special tomorrow? I hope everyone has a wonderful Memorial Day weekend. And before we go, we are going to take another swig of this delicious mocha-fied donut shop coffee from Great Value. So good. And I love how my glasses fog up when I'm taking a sip. But guys, I love this mug. Once again, Sailor Moon. Love that coffee. And I love vacations. And I love bringing my games with me no matter what. And you know what? The Switch is perfectly handheld as well. So tomorrow, I think maybe we'll be looking at 5 awesome Switch games to bring with you when you travel for vacation. But once again, I thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you're enjoying the new series. If it's your first time tuning in, we are trying our darndest to do daily videos where we cover different gaming news topics, and every day we're going to give you a list of 5 games, either retro or modern, but probably retro, that are just fun to talk about and pick up in 2025. So if you like what we're doing here, please, please, please like the video, share it out, and consider subscribing. We are on the road to 50,000 subscribers. Maybe not. More like 11 or 1,200. That would be great. But I appreciate you guys coming out. I hope you have a great holiday weekend. And as always, stay creepy. Bye, guys.